And shortly afterwards, our dad formed his estate with the goal of ensuring that Jean-Michel's legacy was protected and also that his legacy would continue to grow and prosper.
It was stressed, definitely, and it was very emotional for him because it was Jean-Michel. You don't expect your children to die before you.
Gerard was the primary parent of Jean-Michel. He brought up 3 kids. He was a business person. He came from a foreign country, and the fact that he had a son who was responding in a visceral, emotional, practical way to the world via art really was not in his scope of understanding of what it was to be an American kid.
He was criticized a lot by people who thought he was in it for the money and etc. And it was just so far from the truth. And for him, this quest was a quest of a father and a son, because he spent the rest of his life solely devoted to seeing that his son's legacy was remembered.
His lifestyle really didn't change after Jean-Michel died. He was the exact same person. And I said to him, yeah, you could splurge a little, get a nicer house. And Gerard said, no. He said, I'm preserving the legacy, and I'm not selling any of the art.
Although Gerard didn't necessarily communicate that externally, I think everything he did was to protect his son's legacy. And I think that's something that is often lost when people talk about Gerard. This was his son.
And he had always prepared us that there would be a time to take on the estate. You know, my dad had gotten the estate to a particular point, and we wanted to do a few additional things. And we feel that we are working hard to do that.
For a lot of people, I think Jean-Michel represents something. He represents living your truth, which is what Jean-Michel did.
He knew very early that he wanted to be an artist, and he believed in that and had such a passion that he was willing to do whatever to make that happen.
The evolution of just hip hop culture and just culture in general, I think everybody was kind of trying to find what was next. You have to be bold to do what he did at that time.
He wanted to be famous because there were not a lot of black men like him who were recognized in the same way.
He blew through this world with a perspective, a talent, and gifts that were unique.
He was just so far advanced in what he was thinking and what he was contemplating and how he shared it.
He'd be speaking the truth, about racial injustice, about social injustice, about people and humans and how we all relate to each other.
It definitely wasn't something that I understood when I was younger. Being a lot older and living some more and living through a world that has, in some cases, not changed. I would have a deep conversation with him about the things that he spoke about in his paintings.
At the end of the day, this estate, our family as a whole, would still be our responsibility.
None of us could compare ourselves to his work. I'm trying to just, continue on his legacy in a way that I think represents him well.
It's really strange to have the number of questions that I have asked of me every day about Jean-Michel, who to them is this, painter, 120, 110 million. And ultimately, Jean-Michel is someone's son and someone's brother and uncle and cousin and nephew. If Jean-Michel were to sit here, it wouldn't be about any of that. It would just be about the fact that I miss him.
Thank you for coming and sharing in this